Clothes burning dollars, delight my stole, walk the blocks with a bop. Checking dames plus the games people play, bust the problems of the world today. It's yours. It's mine, whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine, whose world? Yeah, alright. To everybody in Queens, the foundation. The world is yours. To everybody uptown, yo, the world is yours. The world is yours. To everybody in Brooklyn, y'all know the world is yours. The world is yours. Everybody in...
Damon Bruce here. Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll catch up with you again at halftime.
Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Now a chance to check out our State Farm starting lineups. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, the developing DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, there aren't many players with the combination of size and strength and skill as DeMarcus Cousins. He's a great rebounder. He can pass. He can knock down a jump shot. So this kid can do it all. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
I agree, and with his length, you might want him to be more of a shot blocker, Steve, but he's one of the best in the league at taking charges, and that's surprising for a guy of his size.
Number 9. And not sure what he was thinking there. Last outing for Sacramento, they won that game against Dallas.
Yeah, and in that game, Kevin, I thought they shared the ball, they spread the floor, they shot it well. They were just so efficient offensively.
You're all over it, Steve. Everything you said is right on point. The way they moved the ball, they created so many high-percentage shots.
And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. Robinson pulls it in. We've got 1:18 left in the first. The pass to Cousins. Backs in. Another shot. Salmons gets the bucket.
Real persistence on his part. Stayed with the play and cashed in with the second chance points.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And boy, I tell you what, he's really coming to his own this year. I mean, that is an enormous step up from what he shot at the line last season.
We've got 1:08 left to play in the first. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Tipped away. And, oh, here we go. Brooks, nobody back. And that is good. Brooks has got his first basket. .44 seconds left to play here in the first. They need this. Rebound by the Kings.
Well, they capitalized on a weak opponent when they took on this team last year, sweeping the season series.
And that one's good.
Well, another hoop there. They're playing well.
Looking to add to this cushion, and that's just what they've done, I think.
The home team will take their first timeout of the game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, it seemed to me their three-point shooting was their own worst enemy in that game, Clark. I mean, even their wide-open looks weren't falling.
Yeah, and I'm sure when they think back on that game, Steve, their main regret is going to be that they didn't get away from the three-point shot early on. They kept going to it.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Hayes comes in for DeMarcus Cousins, and Delonte West is subbed in for Aaron Brooks. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 1. No good from outside. And here is West. Here's Evans. No good on the buzzer beater. And so the first quarter is in the books. Kings lead by 9. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Kings, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
And the defense has been key in building this lead. They've really clamped down hard.
They've done a nice job, Steve. I think challenging every shot, a hand up on every shot.
Now here's Brooks. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. There's the dish to West. Free throw line jump shot. Jump shot is good. West has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Kings. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Kings, Evans and Robinson are the 3 and the 4. Delonte West is out there with Brooks, and it's Cousins in at the 5 spot. Number 9, and the layup is good.
Well, it took a while, but somebody finally got a shot to go.
You know, I was starting to get a little concerned for them. I mean, it hadn't been pretty to this point.
Now here's West. That's good. West has got 4 points in the quarter.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And, Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Kings leading now by 11. Delonte West on the wing. From the corner. The shot, no good.
The defense got away with one there. I mean, usually he'll hurt you if you give him that kind of a shot.
0-0. Brooks covering. Nice move. He stepped back and cast it up.
Every once in a while, he'll kind of step out of his role and give you something like that.
Here's Evans, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively, you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
0-0. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Evans. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And it's 6 points for Tyreke Evans. Number 11. And that's not going to go. And we've reached halftime in this one. Kings ahead. They lead by 13. And we'll be back with you right after this.
Now, presented by Sprint. From the 2K Sports Studios, welcome. The season is in its final stages. Let's look back at today's action so far. The Kings red hot up to the break. A dominating performance offensively. They're getting everything they want. The top scorer, Tyreke Evans. They've also seen solid numbers out of Aaron Brooks in this one. And for the home team, they've been struggling a bit. In the midst of this losing streak, it's more of the same. Their outside scoring is letting them down so far, and without that threat from outside, their offense is bogging down, unable to spread the floor. Let's start things off with a look at what's coming up later tonight. For the Raptors, they'll be up against the Nets in Brooklyn. That gets going 7:30 Eastern. And one game also on the docket. The Trailblazers are playing at the Rose Garden as they go up against the Mavericks. A 7:30 Eastern time is tip-off. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. The Timberwolves will face off against the Rockets out in Houston. Some nice Western Conference basketball on display there. A 7:30 Eastern tip time. Now let's get back over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of our crew as the second half gets underway.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Without question, Tyreek Evans displaying his skills today.
Well, why eat at the drive-thru when you can sit down at the buffet and have all you can eat, Clark?
Well, I know you've been listening, partner. I like that. That's exactly what you need to do. Take advantage of what's available.
Now here's Evans. Evans off the pick from Cousins. And that's Evans penetrating. And it's Cousins. That time on the assist by Evans. Cousins has got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Kings. And for Sacramento. Robinson at 4 with Cousins at the 5. Brooks out there with Salmons. And it's Evans in at the small 4. 6 on the shot clock. Number 13. And it's John Salmons with the rebound. Salmons got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's Evans on the wing. Pulls up. And the wing jumper offline.
That's one he knows he should have made.
And for Sacramento, Evans and Robinson are the 3 and the 4. Salmons out there with Brooks. And it's Cousins in at the 5 down low. Here's Salmons. Evans dishes to Salmons. The basket good off the assist from Evans. Salmons got 5. There's 48 seconds left to play in the third. The home team call time.
You know, all coaches hate defensively when you give up easy points in the paint. That's inexcusable. So that's the reason for this timeout here.
I think it came down to the fact they were getting beat inside, and that's why the coach called timeout. They were not winning the battle inside.
Both teams will make substitutions. Number 23, Brooks covering. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. And the Kings pushing it up now. Brooks leading the charge. Shot's good. Brooks has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
There's that transition offense. It's been big for them in this game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's what they've had working for them. Speed. They've upped the tempo whenever they've had the chance.
Number 78, Salmons covering. Number 1. Number 13, the 18-footer is right on the mark. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Brooks. Shot is off. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Kings lead by 17. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Uncontainable Game Report. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. And it's the Kings with the Uncontainable Game Award for the offensive stretch they put together. They wanted to have a big presence on defense and be the aggressor, and it showed as they were all business in that first period, a big part of why they have the lead now.
Okay, Doris, thank you. And that was quite a run, guys. That made a big impact on where we are right now.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say, Kevin. It was a major turning point. You know, they really hit on something that, in the blink of an eye, had them scoring almost at will.
Well, you've got to share the credit for that kind of run. I mean, you can't just say it was all about offense. There was some stingy, stiff defense being played, too.
And so here's the home team. 17-point game. Number 9, covered by Evans. To the inside. Number 45. And it's John Salmons with the rebound. Salmons got 6 rebounds now in the game. On the floor for Sacramento. Inside Jason Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins. Brooks out there with Salmons. And it's Evans in at the small forward position. Now here's Brooks. Just 5 to shoot. Thompson in for the dunk.
Well, you can put this one in the W column. I mean, this is locked up now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they closed this game out exactly like they needed to.
Knocks it loose. To the paint. He gathers. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And not much resistance on that jam.
Yeah, defensively, you're right. Not a great sequence.
Well, they lost track of him, and they paid the price.
Brooks kicks to Selmans. The screen from Thompson. Selmans passes to Thompson. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And that one should remove all doubt about the outcome of this game. This thing's over.
Now it's just a matter of what the winning margin's going to be.
46 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Not really his range, and it's off target.
Boy, the defense just backing off, begging him to take that shot.
16 feet away. They get it again. No luck.
I don't know, Clark. This looks over now.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is all but over.
Number 7. Rebound, Brooks. Gone 1 of 4 so far. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, John Selmans.
Give me that beat, fool. It's a full-time jack move. Don't worry, Skano. I get back soon. Just had a little fun. What's up? I got $1 million.